Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, and just wanted to start by saying happy birthday to the U.S. Marine Corps. Several friends throughout the country and throughout the world are a part of that wonderful organization, and it's a very unique brotherhood. So, just wanted to start by saying happy birthday to them, as today is their big celebration. I'll be joining several of them over here in Las Vegas at the Leatherneck Club and enjoying the festivities that then roll into Veterans Day tomorrow in the large Veterans Day parade. As you probably see throughout the news and the media and everything over the next day or two, it's the week when people celebrate veterans once a year, and throughout the year you see things going back and forth, and I try not to comment too many times on these types of things, but from my own limited perspective, as a person that has served for this country for a significant portion of my adult life, I have some very strong opinions, and I've been seeing some things in the social media circles about kind of calling the soldiers and the military members ignorant for what they do in their service. And while I don't even have words to describe how much that pisses me off, I'm going to ignore the fact that these people obviously are missing part of the point. What they're trying to say is that if we have people that would refuse to serve, then we wouldn't have all these wars and we wouldn't have all these issues. The reality is that even without the people that are willing to serve right now, somebody else is going to step up and be willing to serve. So the real solution, the real damn solution, is to stop allowing these people that are part of the oligarchy to create these wars in the first place. Because there's always going to be somebody that is willing to step up and fight for whatever ideology these people are selling. So if you take a look closely at the Federal Reserve System and the banking system around the world, you'll find that there's about 10 families, which still includes the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and several others. And if you watch how these politicians dance the dance throughout the election cycle and then through the time when they're in service to this country, you'll see the reality of what's really going on. These politicians are not here to take care of you and I. They're not here to worry about what's going on in our lives. They're here to worry about how they can serve these oligarchy masters. And that is one of the reasons why I am living the life that I'm living, and I will continue to talk about the things that I'm talking about, because I am disgusted by the 1% that control this world. And I'm not talking about people that make six figures or even $1 million a year. I'm talking about the people that make billions of dollars and generally pay almost no taxes. A great example we can see from the last few elections. Just look at what Mitt Romney announced during his campaign in the last election cycle. That man pays somewhere around 13 to 14% of his income in taxes. And his response was, well, it's what the laws allow. So while his people that are cleaning his house are paying 25, 35, even 40% of their income into taxes, because he makes all of his money off of investments, he's able to get away with paying less than 15%. And that's not abnormal. So my question to you, my fellow Americans, during this time is, what do you want this country to be? What is fair in your mind? Because in our minds, the people that I'm representing in the Rational Movement and the Republic Guard, we don't believe that people should pay less in taxes just because they make more money. It should be a percentage base. It should be a fair tax. And if it's not going to be a flat tax on income, no matter where the income comes from, then we need to come up with some kind of a standardized sales tax that's across this country. And fairtax.org is a good place to learn about some of the ideas. But we the people, need to decide what we want in this country. Allowing these others, these small minority group that, as far as I can tell, are so addicted to power and money that they will sacrifice everything in the name of that. Those are the people that we need to stand against. Because if we don't intervene soon, they're going to continue to bastardize this ideology of democracy. They're going to continue to demand wars all over the world. They're going to continue to destroy the entire planet. Just look around. Look at what they're already doing. Look at how complacent and lethargic and apathetic the general populace has become. So, for anybody that's served, and I know that you serve diligently and with honor and integrity, I am asking for you to rally around in the next 2 years this idea of taking back our country. Because if we don't, who will? Who's willing to serve the general public without expectation of anything in return other than a peaceful life afterwards? Who else is going to stand up against this corruption? The politicians certainly aren't, because they all believe their same lies. They all believe the same stories that they're selling. So we, the people, need to rally around helping these people get help. Real help. Because they are legitimately addicts, and there is a program for that. I've seen them all over since the Wall Street crisis, that people were making millions upon millions of dollars a year, and they realized that they were trading their souls and everything about themselves for a bigger paycheck. Not because they deserved it, not because they earned it, but because they were addicted to it. And these oligarchy families are the same way. They're addicted to the power and the money and the corruption that allows them to continue down this path. So there are 330 million Americans in this country, and only 1% of them, only 1%, are the ones that are actually making these decisions and buying these politicians. So enough is enough. We must stand together, and I will continue to post these videos and continue to talk to everybody I can talk to until the last breath leaves my body. And I may have to take a job at some point in order to make ends meet. That may happen. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue to ride, and I'm going to continue to push this message, because as far as I can tell, we are responsible. We're responsible for what our government does and what our leadership does, because we elect them. And whether we show up at the polls or don't show up at the polls, the fact is, not doing something is the same as supporting it. So it's time. It's long overdue. And to finish this video out, I just want to say again, thank you so much to all my Marine Corps friends. It's an honor to have served in the same military with you. Even though we're not in the same branch, we are all a part of the same family. And so, hoorah, semper fidelis. I'm glad that you guys are able to celebrate the birth of your branch today and Veterans Day tomorrow. I look forward to seeing so many more of you this afternoon, and again tomorrow, as we rally around this idea of the Republic Guard and the Rational Party movement, or the Rational Movement, rather. It is time. And it doesn't need to be a bloody, violent revolution. We can do this peacefully. We can use our brains rather than our brawn. And there's a small group of us that are heading this charge, and we will continue to push as long as we're around. So, bless you all. Hope you have a great work week, and I look forward to seeing more of you on the road. Ciao.